The role of business is quite important at this conference. Big business is here. They are part of the South African Pavilion. With me, I have a leader of Anglo-American to speak to us about the importance of business in relation to this conference. Good afternoon, sir. You are here on behalf of Anglo-American. Why is it important for your company to participate?
Thank you, Sis Sophie. It's very important because we also have a significant role to play, particularly in the transition to a lower carbon economy. So we're very grateful that through South African government and NBI, National Business Initiative, we've been invited to participate at this auspicious conference.
You spoke about the transition. Some people are saying it is affecting both business, but more importantly, communities where you have mines. How have you handled the issue of this transition?
So one of the things that we've been saying is that, first of all, we must look at this transition through three lenses, or three what I would call major global trends. The one being decarbonization, which is obviously, around electrification of energy, mobility and transportation systems. The third element, though, has to accept the fact that there's a pull for better living standards by communities, by largely the developing world, which we call the global south. And then thirdly, this global south will be growing by 2 billion by 2050. They need to be fed. So access to arable land and also access to what I would call low carbon fertilizers is going to be quite key. For us as a business, Anglo-American, we're very well positioned to play a leading role in terms of supporting that process. Within that, though, we say that as we transition, we've got to do it in a way that is in harmony with the society and obviously the environmental needs. And it also has to be done in a way that there is enduring value for both all the stakeholders and not just the shareholders.
Looking at South Africa, when we implement this transition in relation to training and skills, are we at a situation where you as business are comfortable that we have what it takes?
We have to work together on this, because the reality is the jobs of the future don't necessarily match the curriculum that we have. The good news, though, is that when we engage, for example, with the Department of Science and Technology, they clearly understand this. We obviously need to play our role in terms of education, just like we have always had, through obviously starting with the early childhood development, right through what is actually being taught at matric level. And hence, we're spending about R500 million over the next 5 years in terms of education. But again, this is something that we have to collaborate with government, Department of Higher Education, Basic Education, Science and Technology, to ensure that we are actually training for those future jobs.
Thank you so much for your time. I see it is quite hot, but it is the heat inside there, I guess, the discussions. There you have it. It's quite important for business to be on board, particularly to ensure that ordinary South Africans are not affected. We saw what happened at Komati, and therefore it is quite critical to take ordinary people around the companies on board.